Oh yeah, so add a bit more of a gap at the start.
Yeah, like fluff a sentence or two in front.
Okay.
And then...
Yabba dabba do, Eternal Strands has everything I want in a Monster Hunter, mainly a distinct lack of bullshit. This game is having to justify itself in a world where Breath of the Wild, Monster Hunter, and Shadow of the Colossus exists, and in so doing creates an addictive lean gameplay loop. Eternal Strands has a tight premise: you're a reluctant leader of a group of wandering spellcasters, just gagging to become your hub zone, exploring what remains of your abandoned homeland. I seem to be drawn to games with no obvious villain, where the adventurers get themselves into their own self-directed trouble. It's like Montessori school for people with swords and a lust to use them. So here's the loop. Teleport to a zone following a quest objective, gather local materials and the skin of anyone who gets in your way, poke around for secrets for new gear recipes, optionally be a hyper-aggressive gigolo and literally climb a boss while hacking away at their soft bits till they get hard. Even more optionally, kill them in a slightly more complex way to harvest them for ability upgrade material. Remember, suddenly, that you were supposed to do a quest, so get around to doing that eventually. Close it out by taking all the shit home and see if you can glue it to your gear for marginal stat gains. Rinse repeat, with occasional weather modifiers for flavour. I hope I didn't say that all with an Aubrey Plaza inflection, because it's a great game and it deserves all the attention it can get, which will be fucking none now that Monster Hunter Worlds is coming out. The game is broken up into open zones with unique enemies and materials for gathering, as well as a centerpiece boss that you need to climb and grapple with, Shadow of the Colossus style, to take down. Like a dick pic in your DMs, the boss fights look bigger and are more intimidating than they end up being. If you're looking for super difficult fights, you aren't going to find them here. There's no XP, the only reason you'd grind is to get specific materials for a particular buff. Combat is open-ended and freeform, and there's nothing stopping you from chucking everyone off a cliff from the very start of the game. Later, spells can be comboed for some great effect. This gives a very sandbox vibe to the fights, and often you're the author of your own dumb problems by Vietnaming the shit out of everyone, including yourself. Pretty much any spell can be abused indefinitely, like a partner during COVID lockdown. Isn't that right, baby?
Help.
Shush!
Is anyone out there?
No, baby, they're all dead.
I'm a real person.
Don't look at the news, everyone's
Stuck
dead.
behind a yellow mouse
No,
costume.
don't go outside. Your spells have environmental effects, but I find that their visual indicators are often way overtuned. A slightly cold patch makes your view look like it got snap frozen, and if there's been fire anywhere, your screen gets redder than a Karl Marx wet dream. Exploration in smaller zones feels like an actual achievable task, and getting nosy rewards you with new gear recipes. Everything you do in this game feels essential, even having fun or being curious. The movement is so fluid you sometimes feel more like a noodle, and climbing something with a lot of moving parts can occasionally be a real issue, but such is the life of a noodle. Video games caught crafting benches like syphilis, but fortunately Eternal Strands has made it a smooth ride. It respects your grind and encourages small iterative upgrades to your gear. Swapping in material is easy and nothing is lost. So you're constantly switching stuff in and out between runs to get optimal stats for the problem you're solving, usually getting frozen alive, burnt alive, or squashed alive to death. There are complaints about the inventory sizes, but it encourages you to not be a vacuum cleaner for the planet, be picky, and not fuck around with unnecessary grind. NPC engagement in the form of PNGs reminds you that this game is very AA, which is the new AAA. But what might have been lacking...
I'm sorry, I just think of batteries every time you say that.
Yeah, this game is very Double D, which is the new AAA. But what might have been lacking from an overinflated budget and staff roster is made up for with the power of heart. It's all fully voiced though, and they absolutely killed it with the saying stuff. I needed to put this somewhere, and I'm not sure where, but something about the way the loot drops and destructible buildings break makes the game feel haunted by Fortnite, but not in a bad way. For a new studio, Yellow Brick Games are off to a hell of a start, and I really want to see them make more stuff. You can tell they could see the edges of their capabilities and put in the maximum polish for what they allowed themselves to make. It's a game that didn't have to suffer from the birthing pains of feature creep. I'm actually playing it via Game Pass, but you can pick up the demo on Steam, and it has carryover progression, so this is really an easy recommend to try before you buy. Get to it. Thank you for watching.